This is the one thing you need to manifest anything you want. And it's going to sound really simple, but when I implemented this into my life, everything changed. Everything changed, and really quickly. So the one thing you need to manifest anything you want is self-love. So that might seem easy and think, oh, you might roll your eyes and think, oh, I've heard this one before, but I'm here to remind you of how important it is. You could say self-love, self-concept, how you feel, how you view yourself really affects how you see the outside world. So with the law of assumption, it's all about your mind, and what you think creates your reality. So if you love yourself, you imagine that every interaction you have is positive. If it's not so positive, you might see the positive in it, right? So if, say, you're talking to a friend and they say something and you think, oh, that wasn't very nice, because you have self-love, self-worth, you probably won't spiral into, oh my God, I can't believe they said that. That's not fair. That's not right. Why did they say this? And so the power of your thoughts is a lot more powerful. How do we get self-love? Now, it's really challenging. I grew up really not thinking very highly of myself due to my childhood and just the way I was raised. And I didn't understand that the thoughts create your reality. If I knew, I wouldn't have done some of the things I did to create my life. And when I decided, oh, I don't want this anymore, and I really researched into law of attraction and conscious creation, I realized that it was me that was the problem. I'm the problem. So that was really confronting. And I remember hearing a lot about self-love, and I didn't understand it really. I mean, we all know that you should love yourself. Like that's obvious, but I was wondering, how do I even get that? So the first thing I did was start meditating, and that really changed things for me. I read the book, Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It. And really, that was a game changer. I highly recommend that book. It changed my life because I started doing the exercises in the book, which was, the first one was meditation. And it was saying, I love myself over and over and over again in my mind. And that really started me understanding subconscious programming and also rewiring your neural pathways. So before that, I was always thinking, oh, what's wrong with me? Oh, I know I've done it wrong again, or I imagine they don't like me, or whatever it was. And that was creating everything in my life. And it meant that I made bad choices. I made bad choices with like health choices. I drank too much. I chose the wrong men. I chose toxic partners and stayed in the relationship for too long. And when I started meditating and telling myself I love myself, like on repetition, like pretty much robotic affirming, everything changed really quickly, like very, very, very quickly. And I'm a huge advocate for this work because I am a completely different person to what I could have been if I'd stayed on the path and not accepted my responsibility for my own life. So it's really powerful. But one thing I would suggest you do is start affirming, start telling yourself you love yourself. If you're in a bad spot at the moment, and you really want to get out, the first thing you have to do is start loving yourself and thinking new thoughts. So all day, every day, just flood your brain with new thoughts. And that is in affirmations. Just choose. I would start with, I love myself, but you can choose maybe 1 to 4, a few affirmations. And honestly, just say it over and over and over and over and over again all day, until you feel a shift. So the first thing I noticed was that my health started to improve, but it was me that was choosing different options, like having better health options, because I loved myself. So when you love yourself, you choose better, right? So, and then I had to let go of some toxic friendships and relationships, and no shade to those people. I just attracted them in because I was in that state of mind previously. And because my state of mind changed, they all had to fall away. And now it did become a bit lonely. It was a bit lonely at times because my whole mindset had shifted just through this affirming, And there was this period of limbo where I was like, what is going on? This is not necessarily what I wanted. I didn't want to lose all my friends, even though I didn't really want to be friends with them anymore because we weren't in alignment. But I didn't want to lose everything, and I didn't want to have this, what it felt like was a spiritual death almost, but it was more like an awakening. Okay. So it can get lonely, but you don't have to stay in that. You won't stay in that place because you'll start to attract more. And so I started attracting better job opportunities, better people in my life. My health improved, my hair, everything improved. And it was just from working on my self-love. So if you are manifesting, especially a specific person, but even money, health, you need to love yourself. You need to believe that it is possible for you. And how do you do that? You love yourself. Okay, so when you love someone, how do you see them? How do you view a person that you love? You would think that they're great. They've got so much talent. They've got potential. They could do anything they wanted, anything they put their mind to. So that's how you have to view yourself. And then you will see opportunities come up for the things that you want. Okay, that is the first step. That's the first step to manifesting what you want, is understanding that you need to love yourself. And when you do love yourself, that's when you can start implementing other things. That's when you can speed up your manifestation, because you're in a place where things will happen quicker because you're just seeing more opportunities in life. It sounds really simple, and I'm sorry to simplify it. I'm happy to get deeper into it if you have specific questions, but it's really, really important. So I really wanted to be this reminder for you to let you know that self-love is the cornerstone for manifesting, and it is important to the law of assumption as well. And the law of attraction talks about it as well. So I really hope that helped and gave you another reminder of how you can get what you want in your life, whatever it is. Self-love, just have a look at where you're at with yourself. Do you look at yourself like the person that you love? And do you think of yourself as highly as you think of them? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please subscribe, please put a like, and I will see you in the next video.